today I wanted to talk about some of the Q1 learnings and some of the key takeaways from what I've identified from Q1, some of the things that I've learned from others that have jumped on the show with me, and really touch on a few things that I think you should be thinking about for your business, and some really good takeaways that you can take back and apply to your business so that you can set yourself in a good place for Q2, Q3, and Q4. So some of the stuff you might have heard before, so I'll be repeating some of it, but I might go into depth on some of that as well. And also, if any of you have any questions, feel free to drop them into the comments and I'll answer them. And so to start off, I wanted to talk about what's happened with COVID. Many subscription brands and D2C brands saw a lot of success. People were not shopping in stores, so they were buying online. We saw that we had 150 million first-time online purchasers in 2020. And this is a really important stat because individuals that have never bought online before did buy online. And so now this is more individuals that can purchase your subscription product. And those that have never been exposed to subscription boxes or any D2C subscriptions, now you've got the opportunity to expose them to it. And so we all saw growth from the pandemic, and what's really important from Q1 and things that we need to set the stage for Q2, Q3, Q4, and moving forward is what does your retention process look like? What are you doing to make sure the consumer now doesn't leave once retail starts to open back up? Right? You want to be able to make sure that you're providing an experience at a level that they couldn't get on. You want to be able to provide a customer experience they couldn't get on a retail level. So some of the things that I saw is what's really critical is making sure that when somebody's going through the cancellation process, that it's not just hit a button and they can cancel. You want to gather as much information as possible as to why the consumer is canceling. In general, it's one of three reasons. It's they can't afford it, they've got too many items, or they just don't like the product, right? And so when they click on one of those options, again, you don't want to just send them to cancel. Like you want to give them another offer. For example, if you're a monthly subscription and somebody clicks on and they can't afford it, offer them the quarterly option, offer them a bi-monthly option, offer them a discount to stay on for one more month and give you a try. Give them something so the consumer doesn't churn. I've got too many items. Again, moving them to a quarterly model. It's really a big deal. If somebody selects they didn't like the product, maybe offer them a discount to give you another shot. Like, hey, we're so sorry you didn't like this month's box. Stay on for 20% off. See if you like next month's. These are all really critical in making sure that you can keep the customer before they churn. Another big part of that is being proactive. And this is something that I learned on my live with Ipsy. So if you guys did not watch that, I'd recommend going back to that video and watching it. But Ipsy does a really good job of making moves to keep the consumer before they cancel and be predictive about when some of them might be going to cancel. So they look at the data and they might identify that based on this consumer's demographic, based on the marketing campaign they came from, maybe based on the coupon that they use to acquire the customer, that this individual might be canceling on month 4. So what could they do? In month 3, they put an extra item in the box. Right? They provide more value. So they don't churn in month 4. Another thing that they might do is offer an annual subscription come month 4, being proactive, like saying, hey, we know that there's a high probability this consumer is going to churn in month 4 or month 5. Let's offer them an annual at a little bit of a discount. Now we've got the consumer on for 12 more months. We might be getting a total of 16 months out of the consumer. And even if that's discounted a little bit, your LTV is much higher than them churning on month 4 or month 5. So I thought that was really cool. And that was one of my big takeaways from Q1 was how can you look at the data to make proactive initiatives that are going to keep the consumer from churning? So something I think you guys should really think about and see how you can implement that into your business. Another critical part of Q1 is building the community. 2020 was a year of communities, right? People had to get together, had to band together. We were all in this together. As a subscription company, you need to be more than just a transactional product. How can you cultivate a community around your brand? How can you get them engaged? Can you build a Facebook group? Can you go to them to, identify information to make your product better in future months? When you engage the consumer, the data is going to show that they're going to stay on with your brand for longer. They're going to build a relationship with the brand. And that's what you have to do as you're building your business. You want to engage the community. And so that it comes in content that you're sending to them regularly. That's content that you do visually with videos that you put out, emails that you put out, groups that you're involved in, groups that you create. Cultivating that community is going to build a relationship with the consumer and help you grow your brand. Consumers buy brands, they don't buy products, right? There's so much competition out there. It's the business that builds the best brand. It's going to have the best opportunity for success. Another really critical takeaway, and something I need all of you to really think about going into the future and going into Q2, Q3, Q4, and just building your business overall. I think I talked about with Tej, the head of influencer marketing at Tej, is the importance of influencer marketing. And I think that one of the things that we discount is that there's more value than the consumer just posting the product and you looking at the ROI on that post. One thing I think you should also look at is that there's probably a little bit more value depending on your subscription in working with YouTubers versus Instagram influencers. Instagram influencers are going to take one photo. A YouTuber is actually going to be able to open your subscription box or look at your product, talk about it in detail. People that follow YouTube influencers typically watch them and they engage with that influencer and they want to hear what they have to say. So when you got a YouTube influencer that's reviewing your product, they're going to go through each item. They're going to talk about what they like about it, what they maybe don't like about it. But the consumer really trusts that individual and what they have to say. That's why they follow them and why they subscribe to them. When you look at something like Instagram, to me, like it's a photo of the product. I don't know if it does as much justice. And I think people might think, oh, well, they're just getting paid and they're promoting it. They don't get to hear all the backstory. Oh, I actually used the product. It helped. If you've got if you're like a clothing brand, I think, influencers with Instagram work because the consumer sees the product and is like, you know what, I like this, right? Like this looks cool. I want to buy it. So I think it's really important to identify what platform the influencer's on, whether it be Instagram, whether it be TikTok, whether it be YouTube. Identify which one of those is going to work best for your brand and then double down on that. And I think you're going to see a lot of success with influencer marketing when it comes to that. Another part that I wanted to talk about, some new things in Q1, right? So we saw Clubhouse was launched. I think that my opinion of Clubhouse is a good app. I think it's a good resource. I think using it when you're driving, listening to being able to jump into groups and hear leaders talk about something while you're driving or you're at home. You could even be cooking and just having Clubhouse on while you're hearing these experts talk. It's a good app, and I think there's a lot to be learned. And I was just in there the other day learning about like NFTs because I wanted to learn more about NFTs. And so, I think Clubhouse has done a really good job of basically like taking leaders that might be at dinner and they're talking about things and letting an audience be able to listen in on that. And anytime you can consume content as an entrepreneur, you're always learning. I recommend everybody be on Clubhouse. There are different groups in regards to subscription boxes. Stefan from Subly and Liam, they do, I think, every once a week or twice a week. They've got a group in there. I've been in there a few times talking. There's a lot to learn. Follow some of the leaders in the space. Follow Michael Brokum from FabFitFun on Clubhouse. So when he jumps in a room, you can go in and listen to him. Search in Clubhouse for founders of the brands that you aspire to be like. And that way you get notified when they go into a room and you can go in there and listen to them. This is really critical. You got to consume as much as you can. Cut back a little bit of the Netflix time and jump into Clubhouse and try to learn a few things. So something that I think that all of you should think about and really do to make you better at your business and get some key takeaways that you can take back to your brand. You hear me talk a lot about TikTok. I think there's a huge opportunity with TikTok. I know that that inherently there is a younger demographic on that platform, but that age group is getting the older generations are more and more of them are using TikTok. And the reason why I like TikTok a lot is because it's the only social channel that can get you millions of organic impressions at absolutely no cost. You can post a video and it can get 500,000 views and it costs you nothing. You can't do that on Facebook. You can't do that on Instagram without promoted posts. You can't do that on any other platform. LinkedIn, possible. But TikTok, there's an opportunity, there's a window, and I don't know that in a year you'll be able to say the same thing, as there'll be so much content out there that you're only going to see the ones of the people that you're following. I see a question came in. Let's see here. So Saida said, when the cancellation feedback is from subscribers outside of my target market, how does it help me make decisions about what to approve? When the cancellation feedback is from subscribers outside of my target market? So I'm not sure that I understand completely. Are you saying if you've got you have a subscriber that canceled, but they weren't in your target market, how does that help you make decisions? So what that could do is if you have a lot of subscribers that are in a different target market, it's twofold, right? It might be one that the marketing that you're putting out there is targeting the wrong demographic. So they're coming to your website, they're signing up, and then they're canceling because they're not getting what they expected. What you could do to improve is it could either mean like I need to launch another sort of subscription that caters to that target market, or I need to make adjustments to my current box or subscription so that target market, it appeals to them as well. So I think that if you're getting subscribers that are outside your target market to come to your website, there might be something on the marketing side that's getting them there, getting them to sign up, and then they're leaving because it's not what they thought. So I think clarity on the website, making sure that it's clear of what they're going to get, and then look at who your marketing is targeting so that you're getting the right individuals, and that'll help reduce churn. But again, on the flip side, if you're getting a lot of subscribers from a target market, like maybe you can come up with another subscription or adjust your subscription to cater to that market. But good question. Great question. Last couple things I want to discuss. One was like my Q2 predictions. And I don't know that I have a ton of Q2 predictions. I think what's really critical is that you start thinking in Q2 about what you're going to do for the holidays. You need to start getting on gift lists. There's a lot of brands in the market. A lot of brands pivoted to online. A lot of brands pivoted to subscriptions. You need to be proactive now, build that content calendar, and really start to get in some of these gift lists and these bloggers preparing for the holidays. I think November, December is going to be very strong, just like it was in 2020. Not everybody's comfortable with going out in public, but outside of that, there's just been so many more buyers that have come to the e-commerce industry. So many first-time buyers that are buying products online now that were never buying before. And there are tons of buyers that don't even know what subscriptions are, let alone subscription boxes. So lots of opportunity. Be prepared for it and get ahead, build a content calendar, and really prepare for the holidays. Last thing I wanted to touch on, and this is exciting. This is a little bit of a teaser, but we are going to be launching our 2021 SUBTA pitch competition. This is typically something that happens at SubSummit, and it will happen at SubSummit, but this year we're going to be doing 2 rounds preliminary. There's going to be 2 rounds of pitches, June 1st and July 1st. We're going to have more information about that getting announced April 6th. The prize package is $10,000 in cash, as well as another $10,000 in in-kind services. So we're looking at roughly a $20,000 prize package. Very, very exciting. It's going to be an opportunity for a lot of you to get a chance to pitch in front of a panelist of really experienced judges, get your chance to win some income there to help grow your business. And the final 4 that get selected will be presenting at SubSummit 21 in Dallas. So I'll talk about that more in the next few weeks. But it's really exciting. This is the first time where we're going to have virtual pitches, 2 rounds of virtual pitches. We're going to select out of those virtual pitches that will then pitch live. So get ready for that. Stay tuned. And hope to see tons of you apply for that. It's a really cool prize package, and it's the most we've ever done. In the past it was always 5,000. We've upped it to 10,000. We've got a great sponsor in that with Pitney Bowes. So really, really exciting. Christy, you had a quick question. You said, "How do you know your target market when you have a lot of your orders are for gifts?" So one thing there is, who are they gift buying it for? Right. So like, I don't know what your brand is. I might want to look at that. But if they're buying this as gifts, they're buying it for somebody. So you want to identify who they're buying that gift for. And then that's your new target. That's your target market. And then that would double down on the marketing to that target market. So if you're getting a lot of gifts, then find out who they're buying those gifts for. And whoever they're buying the gifts for is your target market. And Christy, if you got more questions on that, feel free to reach out to me after. But that's what I had for today. Again, I love jumping on these Friday Lives. I hope this was super helpful. Next week, we're going to have a guest on there. I also really excited. I had a conversation with two professors, one from George Washington University, one from Tel Aviv University, about understanding consumer buying behavior, understanding the regret at checkout. And there was some really cool learnings there. I'm going to bring them two live on with me on one of these Fridays, and some really deep stuff there for us to talk about and be able for you guys to think about for your business. I'm really excited about that. So I hope everybody has an amazing weekend. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My email is chris@SUBTA. If you want to be on a No Excuses show, remember it's Chris at SUBTA.com/ChrisG. Our SUBTA channel is SUBTA Studios. Tons of amazing content on there. Make sure you go subscribe. And I hope you guys all have an amazing weekend. Thank you guys so much.